Hi everyone, good morning. Today we are going to go through the past paper questions that I have provided for you. So I chose about 5 questions, and these questions are actually supplied by the SBC, the Science Based Committee Brunei. So thanks to all the teachers for helping us to compile all these questions. So let's get started with the first part. But before that, don't forget to write down your name, your class, and the date. So let's see. Number 1, figure below shows the composition of 4 different foods, A, B, C, and D. So this is the picture or the figure that they're talking about, and it's actually a bar graph. You can see that on the x-axis here, you have your food called A, B, C, and D. And then on your y-axis, you have percentage mass. Percentage mass here, I think it would definitely refer to, so percentage of food components, or you can say the food nutrients as well. So instead of in grams, so we're looking at percentage instead, so percentage grams, I guess. Okay. So it says here, it shows the composition. So remember when we talk about composition, it means what's inside it. So we're talking about what type of nutrients can we find in that food. So food A, B, C, and D. And the question here is asking you which one releases the highest amount of energy. So I asked this in class, and what I asked them was which of these food actually contain energy? So which of these type of foods, so fiber, carbohydrates, fat, protein, or water, which of them gives out energy? And actually only 3 of these food contains energy, which is carbohydrate, fat, and protein. And for a fact is that fat contains twice as much as energy as carbohydrate and protein. So this means that the highest amount of energy will really depend on how much fat that food actually has. So let's just do a little bit of a recap on fiber, and fiber is important to form bulk. It is also important to prevent constipation. As for carbohydrates, of course, it's a lot about energy during cellular respiration, and for fat is also energy, but we also use it as a storage substance around the kidney and under the skin. Protein actually is used for energy, but mostly to build cells. So for building plus repairing. Of cells. And water is important to act as a solvent. It's also important to basically control, but not really control, but to cool down the body temperature. And we also need it to prevent us from getting dehydration. Okay, good. Right, so now that we have covered everything here, now we can look at the graph. So let me zoom out a little bit, and we can see here, so the food A, B, C, D, and then we have percentage mass. So here we know that fat contains the most energy, so we need to really focus on this type of pattern. So it's that black pattern, and we can see that over here, if we actually draw a line here, and we draw another line here, we can see that it's about 70 minus 30, 7, 1, 2, 3. So it's about 48% of food C contains fat, and it also contains carbohydrate. So this means that actually this part right here and also here, it contains protein. So most of it compared to the rest contains all these energy food right here that provide energy. So the answer for this question is C. I hope you guys got that right. Okay, that pen is not working, so I'm just going to use a blue pen. C. Okay, good. All right, next, which one of the following statements is correct? Let me try to zoom this in. Okay. Calcium causes rickets. Calcium actually prevents rickets, so this is incorrect. Iron helps make white blood cells. This is also incorrect because iron helps to make red blood cells instead. Vitamin C causes scurvy. This is also incorrect, whereas vitamin C prevents it. Vitamin D helps form healthy skin. We didn't really discuss about the function of vitamin D in terms of skin. We talked about vitamin D in terms of absorbing calcium. So this is related to healthy bones and teeth. But if you can see from all of these options, these three are already wrong. So the most closest to a yes is actually D. So if you actually go through some kind of MCQ like this where you're not very sure, you should do like a trial and error, which one is super wrong, which one is maybe wrong. And you can see that all three ABC are wrong. So the final answer here is D. Question number 3. Which group of food contains the highest amount of dietary fiber? So let's see here. Meat contains mainly protein. So for fiber, I'm going to write down FF. So P for protein, it also contains fat as well. For eggs, it does contain protein and the egg yolk contains fat. Fish contains mainly protein, and milk contains quite a lot. It contains carbohydrate, it contains protein, and it also contains fat. As for sugar, that is a carbohydrate, and rice as well, mainly carbohydrate. Butter, fat, and meat contains protein and fat. As for sugar, again, it's carbohydrate. Oil mainly contains fat. Butter as well, and margarine contains fat, but margarine is actually plant-based. As for vegetables, it contains fiber, vitamins, and also minerals. And this is the same with fruits, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Rice mainly contains carbohydrate. Cereals can contain fiber and also carbohydrate. So if you see any plant-based material, okay, margarine is basically plant fat, but vegetable, fruits, rice, mainly fruits and vegetables, they are all, okay, rice, I'm sure there are some like plant cells there, but other than that, like green stuff like leaves contain a lot of fiber, so leafy greens, but not just them, but mostly plant-based food contains plant cells, and this is how we draw a plant cell. Okay, I'm not really drawing it really well. Let me just make a bigger one. So we have our cell membrane just now, and then this one is our cell wall. And then we have a nucleus, a central vacuole, and also these tiny, actually rice-looking things. And these organelles are called the chloroplast. Chloroplast, this is the nucleus. Cytoplasm. What else am I missing? Cell membrane. Also, this one right here, that is your cell wall. So the cell wall is very thick and is actually made up of cellulose. And cellulose is that fiber, the fiber that we want in our diet. And obviously from here, that contains a lot of plant-based food, so the answer is D. Question number 4. The table below shows a list of vitamins and their respective deficiency diseases. Vitamin A, okay, let's see here. Vitamin A, the deficiency disease is W. So for vitamin A, it's important for eyesight and the skin, and that is preventing night blindness. For vitamin C, you know the deficiency disease is scurvy, and for vitamin D is rickets. So you can see here, the best option is C. Which group of food below can reduce chances of getting constipation? So we are looking at fiber here. Cereals, so carbohydrate, maybe fiber too, and then we have fiber here. And fruits, fiber, vitamins, minerals. So you can see that the questions kind of repeat itself, but it's just in a different format. Meat contains protein, that's protein, protein, fat, carb, rice is carb, sugar is carb, butter contains fat, and meat mainly contains protein and fat. Sugar contains carb, oil is fat, margarine is fat, and butter is mainly fat. And so the answer here is A. Really prefer the thicker pen. Oh, okay, so that is it. So we went through all 5 questions together. Next week, I'm going to give you guys a bit more past paper, and we're gonna go through it just like today. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.